Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
A sizzling hot new background, a sizzling hot new layout. It is a very hot, a very humid, a very muggy Thursday, a disgusting Thursday, some may say, in the suburbs of New Jersey. And I am here, which that can only mean that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you back here to the one and only place where you need your wrestling news and rumors and analytical takes and everything far and few in between when it comes to professional wrestling. As of course, you already know who I am, Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle, no. You smell that? Do you smell that? That right there is the smell of excellence. Ooh, wait for it. No, wait for it. To mankind! And above all else, we are here live on a very special Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's time for the rundown. Haven't brought that one back in quite some time, but this is a very special occasion because this is the official rundown for Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor 2022. Mitch Kofsky, as always, coming in clutch because I am the best in the fucking business and I am the greatest one to ever do it. The man, the master, and the only wrestling analyst that you guys need. I hope everyone is having a grand old time here on a Thursday. We got the chat rocking and rolling. So far, we got Dee, we got Shooter, we also got Mitch Kofsky, and Further AM. I hope you guys are doing well. I greatly appreciate you guys joining me here on this Thursday evening, and this begins a long 3 weeks. We have a lot of material to cover over the course of the next few weeks. We got, of course, Death Before Dishonor. We got SummerSlam. We got Battle of the Belts 3 coming up at the beginning of August. And, of course, we got 3 LFUs, the greatest fucking show on earth. You are not going to want to miss that one. Trust me on that. But we have a pretty stacked card to go over. We really do. We have a pretty stacked card to go over. I'm very much excited for Death Before Dishonor, Tony Khan's second Ring of Honor television production. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But first things first, before we get into the festivities here on the rundown, I need to go over a few things, a few very important things. Let me take a sip of my ice water first. Let me get another one. On a day like today, ice water really quenches the thirst. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I got some brand promotions and advertisements we got to get through as per usual. Please make sure that you follow me on social media. You can see down in the banner below, Twitter and Instagram is @HistoryMakerDJS. Please make sure you add me on Facebook as well for collaborations and business inquiries. Please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Please make sure that you like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook, that is. All those links are in the description, as well as the links to all Hardcore Sports social media. We got the Hardcore Sports Twitter @HardcoreSportsN. We got @Hardcore Sports Network for the Instagram. We got @Hardcore Sports 1 for the Twitch, and we got Hardcore Sports Network for the YouTube channel. And I see Bam Cristiano. Holy shit. Bam Cristiano deciding to stop on by and give old DJ Storms the nod, because even Bam knows that I'm the best in the business. I hope to see you next month at ISPW Summertime Blues. As per usual, check out all of the Hardcore Sports links in the description. We are streaming live across 4 different social media platforms, across six different accounts. We got my Twitter, Hardcore Sports Twitter. We got the Hardcore Sports Twitch. We got the DJ Storms Posse Facebook group. And of course, we got my channel and the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel. So please make sure you check out all those links in the description if you haven't already done so. Make sure you're following all of my social medias and all of Hardcore Sports social medias. Please make sure, if you haven't already done so, to hit the like button. Here's what I need you to do. If you're watching in my chat on my channel, I need you to hit the like button. Then I need you to go into the description, go to the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel, and like the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel video stream, where I'm also streaming live. And I want you to do it both ways, vice versa. If you're on the Hardcore Sports channel, go over to my channel. If you're on my channel, go over to Hardcore Sports channel. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter for Hardcore Sports or myself, please make sure you hit the like button, leave a comment, retweet it if you're on Twitter. Please make sure you like it on Twitch as well. All of these things are important, but most importantly, again, the likes on YouTube are the #1. If you're on my channel, like the stream, go over to the Hardcore Sports channel, like that stream. We got goals we want to reach. We need to ramp it up. We need to rev up the fucking engines. So I need you guys to like the streams and, of course, share it out on all platforms of social media. I'm talking about Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, TikTok, Snapchat, Pinterest, whatever fucking social media platforms that you may be using. Please make sure you share it out to as many social media platforms as you can, so that way we can get as many people in here as possible. We're going to be talking about Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor. We got a really big show on Saturday, and I know a lot of people are looking to see what Tony Khan does, and of course they're looking to listen what I have to say. Trust me on that. But please share it out on all platforms, social media. Keep the chat going wherever you may be watching from. Of course, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching from my channel, hit the subscribe button. Go over to Hardcore Sports, subscribe to Hardcore Sports, and vice versa. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications bells. Kablamo! With a huge coup de grace, because that way you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube. It is the only time where you're going to get to see these guns right here. Look at that shit. I put Chris Masters to shame. And of course, you'll see this glorious sideburn chin strap combination and this beautiful mustache right here. Earl Cole is currently streaming live on YouTube right now with the Wrestling Experience, so shout out to him. But I'm going to do this for him. I'm going to do this for him right here, because we're going to light it up right here on the channel with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because like Campbell's soup, I'm so good. DJ Storms, he's the tastiest motherfucker on the planet. You know it, and everybody knows it. Everybody wants a piece of the Storms Meister. check the chats, see what's rocking and rolling over here. So far, on the Hardcore Sports channel, let's take a look at it right now. So far on the Hardcore Sports channel, or first thing first, on my channel, we got 6 likes. We got 6 likes on my channel. Let's take a look to the Hardcore Sports channel. See what we got going on over here. Am I live? Yes, we are live. We should be live. Yes, we are fucking live. We got 7 likes on Hardcore Sports. Again, like I said, people, vice versa. You like on my channel, you'll like on the Hardcore Sports channel. It is vital that you guys do so. So please make sure you do so. Oh, look at this! Bam Cristiano is sub number 127 for Hardcore Sports. That's what I like to fucking see. That's what I like to fucking see. See, that's why I like Bam. That's why Bam is my man. That's why Bam is the guy. Bam's fucking awesome. Bam is awesome. So keep on doing what you're doing, people. And we're going to jump right into the festivities here on the channel. We're going to dive right into the rundown. We got 7 matches. 7 matches announced for Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. Obviously, first things first, we got Hour Zero, which was confirmed last night on AEW Dynamite. It is going to be Allison Kay versus Willow Nightingale on Hour Zero. I am very much looking forward to this for a multitude of reasons. Number one, Willow Nightingale, she has very much impressed me. The gimmick may be a little cheesy. The gimmick may be a little bit too bubbly. It may be a little cringy, but Willow Nightingale can fucking go in the ring. Willow Nightingale, when she gets down and dirty, she gets down and dirty, and she wrestles. She is a women's wrestler, and that's what I like to see. She actually had a pretty damn good match with Mercedes Martinez back at the Supercard of Honor. I expect no different here with Allison Kay, and I really do hope they're looking at Allison Kay, because if they're looking at Allison Kay, this is a big, big, big deal. With them putting Allison Kay on the Ring of Honor brand, Allison Kay having the experience that she has with Serena Deeb down there and Martinez down there and Willow Nightingale down there and whoever else they want to put down there, this is only good. This is only good because this helps the Ring of Honor women's division grow. Plus, if Ring of Honor is going to be the developmental brand for AEW, having someone like an Allison Kay down there with a Serena Deeb and a Mercedes Martinez as 3 top-tier veterans in the women's division can help guide the next generation of individuals. So I really do hope we're looking at Allison Kay potentially getting signed by Tony Khan for the Ring of Honor brand. That would be a great, great fucking pickup. I don't really know who could come out victorious here. This is rather unpredictable. It is a match that was just kind of thrown together, but it's a little unpredictable. I'm probably going to go with Willow Nightingale since she's been getting a little bit more of a showcase on AEW television as of lately. Allison Kay, I remember she came in for Full Gear 2020 for a match against Serena Deeb, which was on the buy-in for Full Gear 2020. It was for the NWA Women's Championship when Serena Deeb was the champion back then. So I fully expect Allison Kay to deliver now, just like she delivered back then. But I'm going with Willow Nightingale since Willow Nightingale, she's mainly been a top priority for Tony Khan. He's been featuring her more on Dynamite. The fans love her. So I got Willow Nightingale in this. Doesn't really make too much sense for Allison Kay to win when she's not really signed with the company yet. Neither is Willow Nightingale. But again, Willow Nightingale has been given more of a showcase. So I got Willow Nightingale in this one, taking the victory over Allison Kay. Should be a decent little women's match to set the pace very, very nicely for what I feel could very well be the second best show of the year, if Tony Khan wants it to be. I mean, Forbidden Door may have stolen the entire fucking year. I don't think anything's topping Forbidden Door. But Tony Khan, listen, I said that nothing was topping AEW Revolution, and then Tony Khan pulled out Forbidden Door. So I could very well be proven wrong, and Tony Khan will pull this out, a pay-per-view build that's been pretty much non-existent, but a pay-per-view that looks fucking tremendous on paper. We could very well see Tony Khan pull out pay-per-view of the year with this pay-per-view. He's always looking to outdo himself, and that's what I like. That's what I love. One thing I also love is I'm taking a look at the main card from top to bottom. And the main card, it's very, very, very reminiscent of an NXT takeover. And this is a great thing because this is exactly what Ring of Honor should be. Now that Ring of Honor is the developmental brand, quote unquote, for AEW, Tony Khan making these Ring of Honor pay-per-views feel important, feel like an NXT takeover. And if we get a Ring of Honor show every single week on whatever day for 1 hour, maybe 1 hour might be too short. I would probably go an hour and a half. That would be pretty decent. Nice hour and a half for Ring of Honor, depending on the roster that they put together. I am very pleased with the way that Tony Khan has laid this entire card out. The feeling, the vibe of a classic NXT black and gold takeover is exactly what we need for the Ring of Honor brand. Having that being put out there on pay-per-view, on FITE TV, or Bleacher Report, or whatever pay-per-view platforms they may be streaming on, Xfinity, something like that, or Optimum pay-per-view, whatever type of pay-per-view platforms that they may be streaming on for this pay-per-view. That is a great thing because then we're going to be reminded of that grittiness that NXT black and gold once had. And we get that grittiness here, and that grittiness will transition and translate to AEW Dynamite. This is going to be a great thing going forward. And I really do hope that Tony Khan is very, very, very close to inking that Ring of Honor television deal. Because when we get to that Ring of Honor television deal, I am telling you right now, it is going to be so good for professional wrestling as a whole. It's going to give a lot of talent that's on AEW that's kind of been in the back, kind of been on dark for the most part. It's going to give a lot of that talent a platform to go out there on a weekly basis. And if they format it and book it like an NXT black and gold, when Triple H had it and it was hot in 2017, 2018, and 2019, we are going to be looking at a great procedure for AEW. We're going to be looking at 2 wrestling promotions owned by Tony Khan and 3 shows if you count Rampage as well. 3 shows run by Tony Khan throughout the week. That's going to give a lot of exposure to a lot of talent. We're going to have a lot of talent develop. Maybe an Anna Jay could be put down there and develop. Maybe a Parker Bordeaux, who just made his AEW Dark debut. My apologies. He made his AEW Dark debut over the Dark tapings down in Orlando studios. I think he might be paired with Cole Carter and Arya Daivari, if I'm not mistaken. This right here is a great thing. And I really do hope Tony Khan continues to map all of this out like an NXT takeover, an NXT black and gold. And I'm telling you, if you haven't watched Ring of Honor, if you missed Ring of Honor Supercard and you're going to watch this, you are going to be in for a real treat. So on the main show, we got 6 matches confirmed. We got the Pure Championship. Let's start with the Pure Championship. And once again, people, if you're on my channel, please go over to the Hardcore Sports channel and like it. Let me check the like count. Let me check the like count. So on my channel, we got 9. It's decent, but I think we could do a little bit better. 9 likes on my channel. On the Hardcore Sports channel, let's take a look at this. We got exactly 9 likes there too. So we're 9 and 9. Again, guys, if you're on my channel, migrate over to the Hardcore Sports channel and like that. If you're on the Hardcore Sports channel, migrate over to my channel. Back and forth. We want to get as much conversation going as possible. So keep on sharing it out. Get the likes coming. Get as many people in here as possible. It is vital. Shout out to Psycho Dad Jesse. Shout out to Olivia Quinn. Shout out to Shooter. Shout out to Didi. Shout out to Bam. Shout out to Adam Carl. Everyone who's in the chat. Shout out to LGZ Productions and AK Eagles. Everyone in the chat. Greatly appreciate every single one of you. So come on in, hit that like button, and vice versa with both channels. Let's talk about the Pure Championship. We got Wheeler Yuta, member of the Blackpool Combat Club. Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia, member of the Jericho Appreciation Society. One thing that I love about this is the fact that Tony Khan, in everything that he does, one of his top priorities, if not his number one priority is to create new stars. And that right there is what I love about what Tony Khan is doing, and everything that Tony Khan has put out there and the roster that he's assembled and the vibe of his shows. Everything comes with creating new stars. Obviously, we got the four pillars. We got Darby, Sammy Guevara, we got Jungle Boy and MJF. But now we're starting to expand on that. Hook, obviously, could very well be considered a pillar, but I think that he's mainly Dynamite heavy. Maybe he might go to Ring of Honor at some point. Who the fuck knows? But Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia, these are two guys that have been waiting to break out. Now with Yuta a part of the Blackpool Combat Club and Daniel Garcia a part of the Jericho Appreciation Society, it has given these two platforms to really showcase to everyone what they're all about. It's really given them a platform in which more people care about them now, since they're associated with the bigger stars. And this is exactly what guys like Jericho and Moxley and Bryan and William Regal and guys like that, this is exactly what they are there to do. They are there to transfer their credibility and their star power to the younger generation. And that's exactly what has been happening here. Jericho is transferring his star power, his credibility, his aura, his charisma over to Danny Garcia. And Jon Moxley and Bryan and all the guys in the Blackpool Combat Club, they're transferring all of their star power into Wheeler Yuta. And that's what I love. Tony Khan knows how to book the people higher up on the ranking system, the people with more star power. He uses the people with more star power to help get others over. He did the same thing with Christian Cage when Christian Cage was managing Jurassic Express when they were the tag team champions. Doing the same thing with Sting and Darby Allin. Doing the same thing with Taz and Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks. It's a great thing to see. I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about this match. And I'm guessing that may be because they're focused on Joe and Jay Lethal, which has had the most build, or they're really excited about Claudio Castagnoli and Jonathan Gresham, or the rematch of the fucking decade with FTR and the Briscoes, which could very well outdo what they did back at Supercard of Honor. If you saw what they did at Supercard of Honor, then you know that they're going to do everything in their fucking power to top what they did here at Death Before Dishonor. But Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia, I want everyone to keep a close eye on this match. I don't want anyone to sleep on this match. This is a match between two hot young prospects in which Tony Khan is investing heavy in, and you can bet your fucking ass on a pay-per-view like this, in which they really have not had a chance to showcase what they can do in a one-on-one scenario on a big pay-per-view. This right here is an opportunity that they're not going to let slip through their fingers. This is a match contested under Pure rules, obviously. Obviously, the Pure rules are a little bit different. It's kind of got the same vibe as the British rounds rules over in NXT UK, if you guys watch NXT UK. But it's not technically the same because they don't have the 3-minute interval rounds. This is different. There's just no closed fist punches to the face, only 3 rope breaks. You can lose the title via countout or DQ. It's all about pure professional wrestling. And I really do believe that these two are going to show up and show out. These two are going to bring everything that they fucking got. And these two are going to do everything in their power to make sure at the end of this fucking show, you're talking about Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia for the Pure Championship. I feel as though these are two sleeping giants. These are two fire-breathing dragons looking to be awakened from the darkest depths of the underworld. They're looking to break out and take the fucking world by storm. No pun intended. The winner. This could honestly swing either way. If we're going to be honest here, this could honestly swing either way. This could swing in the favor of Daniel Garcia. This could swing in the favor of Wheeler Yuta. It all depends. It all depends on what exactly they have planned for Wheeler Yuta. Because Wheeler Yuta right now, he's got a lot of rub. He's got a lot of fucking rub. He really does. He's got a lot of rub with Jon Moxley. He's got a lot of rub with Bryan Danielson and William Regal. They have been investing heavy in Wheeler Yuta since the year began. And that right there, I very much love. Daniel Garcia, he's been kind of in the shadow of Jericho a little bit, not all the way, but just a little bit. I feel as though it would definitely make Daniel Garcia into a must-see attraction, but again, it's all depending on what they want to do with Wheeler Yuta. However, I do believe that at the end of this, Tony Khan has a vision to make the Blackpool Combat Club the most dominant faction of the entire year. And I was going to hold off until the Lightning Flash update on Saturday to talk about that, but I'm telling you right now, the Blackpool Combat Club, they have outshined the Bloodline in every sense of the word. They're better than what Roman Reigns and the Usos have done all year. I don't give a shit whether Roman Reigns and the Usos have 2 sets of belts each or not. The Blackpool Combat Club will ultimately go down as the faction of the fucking year, just based off of their work rate and the stars that they've incorporated and the team that they've assembled. The Blackpool Combat Club is the fucking faction of the year, hands down. I do not want to hear anyone refute that whatsoever. And if you refute that, you are absolutely lying to yourself. The Blackpool Combat Club is the faction of the year for professional wrestling, hands down. I have a feeling that they are looking to make them as strong as possible. So with that being said, I'm kind of leaning more towards Wheeler Yuta. But I do feel as though there's going to be a hefty amount of title changes on the show. I'm going to stick with Wheeler Yuta here. Daniel Garcia is going to be fine. I don't know where Daniel Garcia goes after this. I can absolutely see Daniel Garcia potentially fighting in the trios division, because with Kenny Omega potentially coming back at All Out, and we're going to get that trios match with Omega, the Bucks, and the Undisputed Elite, we could very well see the trios championships be introduced after All Out. I can see Daniel Garcia and 2.0, or potentially Daniel Garcia, Jericho, and Hager fighting in the trios division in a tournament. If Tony Khan wants to do a tournament, I can see them doing that for the trios championships. And if that's the case, I got no problem with Daniel Garcia taking a loss right here, especially considering how hot Wheeler Yuta is. I got Wheeler Yuta in this one. I'm going to stick with Wheeler Yuta, and I do believe that Wheeler Yuta is going to retain the Pure Championship over Mr. Daniel Garcia. Let us swing back over to the women's side. For a little bit. Serena Deeb versus Mercedes Martinez for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. I am very much looking forward to this match. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this match too. This match right here, I love the dynamic of these two veterans that started in Ring of Honor all the way back in the late 2000s. And now we have Serena Deeb and Mercedes Martinez in this position where the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship is a thing. They're going to go out there. They're putting their bodies on the line to showcase to everyone what women's wrestling is all about. I had it in my mind that Serena Deeb was actually going to be held off for just a little bit. I thought that this match was going to get held off just a little bit because I figured that Serena Deeb was going to be challenging whoever takes the title off of Jade Cargill. I had a feeling that it was going to be either Athena or Chris Statlander, and then the winner of that match between Statlander and Athena versus Jade Cargill, I'm guessing Statlander or Athena would have won the TBS championship. I thought they would have had a lengthy reign, and then towards the beginning of next year, they would really build up Serena Deeb to take that title off of either Statlander or Athena. But if I'm booking this, I would absolutely put the title on Serena Deeb. And I really do hope that they do. I really do hope that they do put the title on Serena Deeb. And I say that for a multitude of reasons. No disrespect to Mercedes Martinez, because Mercedes Martinez is exactly what she says she is. She's an OG badass. But if I'm given the choice between the two, gun to my head, who do you prefer? Who do you want to see as champion? I got to go with Serena Deeb. Only because of the fact that Serena Deeb, she has been one of the best female performers of the entire year thus far. And she hasn't even won a fucking championship. Her heel work this year with Sheeta, with Thunder Rosa, and that excellent match that she had with Thunder Rosa, I cannot sit here and tell you, after a match like that, that she doesn't deserve the championship. I would have absolutely put the title on Deeb if Thunder Rosa actually had a lengthy reign. If Thunder Rosa had a lengthy reign leading up until Double or Nothing, then I would have said, yes, give Deeb the championship. But she didn't. Unfortunately, it was only a 2-month, 3-month reign. So obviously Thunder Rosa needed to retain the championship, which she did. And now we're in a scenario where Thunder Rosa is going on doing better things. She's with Toni Storm. She had a very good match with Toni Storm at Forbidden Door. She's fighting Miyu Yamashita next week at Fight for the Fallen. So that should be a very good match. The first match was very physical. This should be a physical match too. What do you do with Deeb? This is probably the best thing. Serena Deeb, to me, and the way that she's carried herself, she feels more like a great leader for a division like Ring of Honor. In a Ring of Honor women's division that's going to have a lot of developmental talent, considering that it's their developmental brand, this is going to be a great scenario for Serena Deeb to be in. This is going to be a great scenario for Serena Deeb to grow and mature and give a lot of veteran advice to the young up-and-coming females that are a part of the Ring of Honor roster once Tony Khan fully assembles that roster. That right there, it's going to be a great thing to have Serena Deeb at the forefront, considering how good Serena Deeb is. And after the body of work that she has shown this year, it is very hard for me to say that Mercedes Martinez should retain. Another reason why I'm saying Serena Deeb should win this is because of the fact that Martinez, she gives off this vibe like she's not made for Ring of Honor. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Serena Deeb's not made for Ring of Honor either. If Ring of Honor is going to be the developmental brand, neither of these two women are made for Ring of Honor. But Martinez, I feel as though Martinez would be much better on the AEW main roster, and she could be very, very well suited as a challenger for Thunder Rosa. There's a lot of history there. Of course, Mercedes Martinez was brought in as a mercenary by Britt Baker to take out Thunder Rosa, so that way Britt Baker would not have to face off against Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship. Martinez, of course, did not succeed. Now, we can revisit that, this time with the championship on the line. There's a lot of matches that they could revisit for Thunder Rosa. You could revisit the Hikaru Shida match. You could revisit the Toni Storm match. You could revisit the Mercedes Martinez match. And I really do hope that they go out of their way to revisit the Mercedes Martinez match, because if they do, based on the last two matches that those two had, they're going to put on another great match. So at the end of the day, Mercedes Martinez, she fits and she gives off this vibe of, I am made for the AEW main roster. Martinez is AEW main roster bound. That's why Serena Deeb would be the perfect choice to win this match. I got Deeb in this one. Considering Martinez belongs on the main roster for AEW, and Deeb, after the body of work that she's had, there's no way that I can say no to Serena Deeb winning. Plus, she's a great leader for the women's division down there in Ring of Honor once they assemble that women's division. I'm giving that championship to Serena Deeb, hands down. No questions asked. I think this is going to be a very good women's match. I actually think that these two women are going to outdo what Martinez and Willow Nightingale did back at Supercard of Honor. I think this is going to be Mercedes Martinez's best match in AEW Ring of Honor under Tony Khan's watch. This is going to be Mercedes Martinez's best match under Tony Khan's watch to date. It's going to be a great match. I got Serena Deeb taking home that Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Let's sway over to the match that's had the most build. Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal. This match has been building since Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor on April 1st, Friday, WrestleMania weekend. These two have been going back and forth for the better part of 4 months. Samoa Joe, of course, defeated Minoru Suzuki to win the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. And now here we are, and Samoa Joe is all set and prepared to defend it against Mr. Jay Lethal. Now, obviously this match with the most build, we've had a lot of back and forth between Samoa Joe. We've had a lot of back and forth between Jay Lethal, and I am very much looking forward to this match. This is probably the second match that I'm looking forward to the most. First, obviously, being the Tag Team Championship match between FTR and the Briscoes, but we will talk about that a little bit later on. But as far as Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal goes, I actually went out of my way to watch the Ring of Honor countdown to Death Before Dishonor all the way back on Tuesday, actually. Not really that far away. Not really that far away. I went to go back and rewatch it on Tuesday, and I really loved the story that they were telling with Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal. They were talking about how Samoa Joe kind of took Jay Lethal under his wing when Jay Lethal was a young 19, 20-year-old kid from Elizabeth, New Jersey. And it was kind of a brotherhood. And when Samoa Joe took the Ring of Honor Pure Championship from Jay Lethal all those years ago, that stung. And Jay Lethal's, he's lived with that for so many years. And Jay Lethal has just had this burning envy and hate for Samoa Joe that he did that to him. And now Samoa Joe's the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. He finally got the title that eluded him all this time. Samoa Joe is out there to teach Jay Lethal that one final lesson that Jay Lethal needs to learn. Jay Lethal can't get control of his emotions. If you did not watch the countdown to Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor, go to AEW's YouTube channel after the stream's over. Go to AEW's YouTube channel after the stream is over. Go and take a look at it. It was a fucking great, and I mean a fucking great half-hour preview to what is to come on Saturday. Literally, it's 30 minutes. Take 30 minutes out of your day to go and watch it. You will not regret it. I love how they've mapped this match out. Jay Lethal obviously being as good as he is. Of course, he's a Jersey guy. He's from Elizabeth, New Jersey. I got to support my Jersey guys. And Samoa Joe is an absolute fucking beast. They've completely dropped the ball with Samoa Joe in WWE. And Tony Khan has taken Samoa Joe. He has made him a must-see act. He made him the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. He made it to the finals of the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Now he's in a position where he's fighting Jay Lethal. And Samoa Joe, seeing how good Samoa Joe is, it's very, very difficult for me to say that he should drop the championship. But, I mean, I don't know, man. If we're talking about the best possible outcome, storyline progression, and the best possible outcome here, Jay Lethal's been there longer. Joe, again, same feeling as Martinez. He's not really made for Ring of Honor. Maybe he does stay in Ring of Honor for the time being before he gets called up to AEW Dynamite. Although, I did hear reports that we're supposed to get some more Dynamite stars on Ring of Honor. So maybe Samoa Joe doesn't need to get moved up to the main roster for Dynamite in order to have these big dream matches that a lot of people want him to have. Maybe we just need to bring all of these individuals that are going to have these dream matches with Joe right down to Ring of Honor. So whatever Tony Khan decides to do, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch things pan out, and I'm going to see what Tony Khan has in store. But if we are looking at the best possible outcome in terms of a storyline progression and in terms of the right man walking out victorious, I gotta go with Jay Lethal here. I have to go with Jay Lethal here. Jay Lethal, they have really built up this heel turn. They have made Jay Lethal turn to the dark side, and he's a desperate Jay Lethal. They've really sold this, especially since they've added Sanjay Dutt to his act as a manager. They've added Satnam Singh to his act as a bodyguard. He's really been given a lot of treatment since Supercard of Honor. Jay Lethal, I know a lot of people were criticizing Jay Lethal early on in his AEW run, but now Jay Lethal is starting to get the ball rolling, and now we're starting to see a lot more of Jay Lethal and how great Jay Lethal really is. And people need to understand that when it comes to what Tony Khan is doing, Tony Khan, he is great at what he does, and he knows how to book his superstars, no matter who they are. The problem is not Tony Khan. It's not his fault, nor is it the superstars' fault. It's the fact that they only have 3 hours of TV time. If Dynamite had a little bit of a 5 to 10 minute overrun, and we actually had 2 hours of Rampage, then we get the Ring of Honor show, which is probably going to be an hour or an hour and a half. We get that. If we get that, That is a great thing because now we'll start to see a lot more people on TV and a lot more stars will get opportunities. So with Tony Khan, he has plans for these individuals. It's all about waiting. People are complaining about the House of Black too. Look at what the House of Black are doing. Brody King has looked like a fucking savage these last couple weeks on Dynamite. Now they're going into a feud with Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro. People need to learn patience. People need to learn patience, and then we will see the proper treatment of these stars come in due time. A lot of people have forgotten the concept of patience, and a lot of that has to do with how shitty WWE has been booked and how shitty Vince McMahon has treated his superstars. There's no payoff for any of his superstars unless your name is Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, or Becky Lynch. Tony Khan is different. You need to give it time. You need to wait. Same thing with Andrade. Look at Andrade now. He's finally getting into the right flow of things with Roosh in his corner. He's getting into the right flow of things. We could be looking at the Lucha Bros versus Roosh and Andrade down the line. Maybe we see that out all out. Who the fuck knows? Maybe we'll see that out all out. But again, patience is key. Now that Jay Lethal is in this position, I don't believe that Tony Khan is going to drop the ball here. I don't believe that Tony Khan is going to drop the ball. If Jay Lethal loses, it should be interesting to see where he goes. Maybe he goes and moves up to the World Championship title picture. Maybe down the line we see Jay Lethal and Claudio Castagnoli for the Ring of Honor World Championship. But I don't necessarily see that happening right now. So what does Jay Lethal do in the meantime? It makes the most sense for Jay Lethal to come out victorious here. Where does Joe go? I don't know. Maybe we see Joe mix it up with Claudio. Maybe we see Joe mix it up with Wheeler Yuta. Maybe we see Joe a little bit more on Dynamite. Maybe he gets a big match for an All Out or Full Gear. Maybe we see Joe come back and potentially fight Moxley. Moxley and Punk seems like the ideal match for All Out, and we get the unification match. So if we get that unification match, Moxley's obviously losing because Punk's going to win that title, and Punk is going to go on to Full Gear to fight MJF. And I hope that Full Gear is in Long Island. I really do hope Full Gear is in Long Island. I want the same exact outcome that we got with Punk in Chicago taking the WWE Championship from Cena. So we got Punk and MJF at Full Gear. What does Moxley do? I don't know about you, but I think Moxley and Samoa Joe at Full Gear would be a phenomenal, and I mean phenomenal, matchup to put on the undercard. That's a fucking main event matchup any day of the week. And you could put that as a second-tier matchup underneath the World Championship. I'd say that would be a great route to go. For now, I do believe that these two are going to put on a great match. It's going to be a nice story. And in the end, I do believe that we will see a new Ring of Honor World Television Champion, and his name will be Mr. Jay Lethal. Let's take a break for a minute. Catch our breath here. Let us check the chat. We got Prestige Taco. Shout out to you. Greatly appreciate you stopping on by. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already done so, please make sure that you hit that like button. Hit the like button when you come on in. Everyone needs to hit that like button when you come on in. And if you haven't already done so, head on over to the Hardcore Sports channel. Anyone that hasn't liked the Hardcore Sports channel, whether it be Didi or Peanuts or Shooter, everyone from my channel, go to the Hardcore Sports channel right now, shoot some messages in that chat, and like the stream over there. Because let me tell you something, I got a reputation to uphold, people. I got a reputation to uphold as the top guy, because I am number one every single day of the fucking week. I got a top priority to behold as the number one guy over there at Hardcore Sports. So anyone that has not liked the Hardcore Sports channel, go over to the Hardcore Sports channel, like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the Hardcore Sports channel as well. It is absolutely vital. I want you guys to do that right now. And we are going to get into a little bit more advertisements because we actually have a big few weeks coming up, as I've already specified. First things first, obviously with the Lightning Flash update this Saturday, apparently WWE is rather upset. They are not happy with how the SummerSlam card has turned out, which I find quite pathetic and quite funny considering they are the ones that put it together. So in hindsight, WWE looks like a bunch of fucking retards at the end of the day. Sucks to be them, right? I'll be talking about that, including Kenny Omega's return. I'll be talking about women in WWE apparently frustrated. I'm going to be talking about Io Shirai potentially sticking with the WWE and her goals with the WWE and what the people that she knows closely have specified. This Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, July 24th, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, it is the Rewind. That's right, the Rewind, the review show for Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So please make sure you set your alarms, set your calendar dates. 2 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday for the Rewind for Death Before Dishonor. And I'll be going over everything that's taking place on Saturday night. Next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the rundown for WWE SummerSlam 2022 with Mr. Mitch Kovsky. Shout out to Mitch Kovsky, one of the creators of Hardcore Sports. I am going to be having Mitch Kovsky come on back to my domain, my world, my channel, my home, my new home now on Hardcore Sports as well. I'm running the ship now, Mitch. I'm sorry. Listen, you're good, but DJ Storms is just better. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, I'm going to be having Mitch Kovsky next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the channel. We're going to be dissecting everything that's going on with SummerSlam 2022 next Thursday, so you can set your alarms there. LFU, of course, next Saturday as well. And then July 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, July 31st, we will have the Rewind for WWE SummerSlam 2022. I'll be going over everything that took place on SummerSlam, the good, few good, far and few in between good, a lot of bad, which I know we are getting at SummerSlam, and the downright ugly and nauseating. We're going to be going over everything that happens at SummerSlam. That's on July 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on all of these 6 platforms that you see me streaming from. And then, of course, in 2 weeks, on August 4th, which is a Thursday, August 4th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm back here live again for the rundown for AEW Battle of the Belts number 3. Battle of the Belts number 3. I'll be going live. I'll be dissecting everything regarding Battle of the Belts. We're going to have a nice, fun time. It should be a decent little stream. We'll talk about the 3 matches, which I assume it's going to be. It's because it's only a 1-hour event. And then, of course, on that following Tuesday, which I believe is August 9th, if I'm not mistaken, that Tuesday, August 9th at 7:30. Actually, not 7:30. I think it's going to be at 8. I think it's going to be at 8 because I need to work out that day as well. So I think that's going to be at 8. I'll put that one at 8. And at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, that Tuesday, I will be going live again, and we're going to be talking about Battle of the Belts, and I'll give you guys a review and results show for everything that took place regarding Battle of the Belts. Should be a decent little stream again, and we're going to have a good time. That's what we do. We always have a good time with DJ Storms. We always have a good time with DJ Storms, because DJ Storms, he's the number one guy. Let's be real. I'm the top of the line. I'm the top of the line, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. I fucking put Bret Hart to shame. I love Bret Hart, but I put him to shame. Just letting you guys know. Anyway, I think we should get back into the let's get back into the show here, shall we? Let's get back into the show. This next match was also announced last night on Dynamite. It is the Righteous versus Dalton Castle and the Boys. This is for the Ring of Honor 6-man Tag Team Championships. Now, I'm not really too familiar with the Righteous. I know Dalton Castle. I very much know Dalton Castle, and I know the Boys. I did not really like what I saw of him at Supercard of Honor against Joe Hendry, and I'm guessing that was mainly because of the fact that, I don't know, he was against a bad opponent. He didn't vibe very well with his opponent to me. It was a kind of a dead crowd as well. I didn't like what I saw from Dalton Castle against Joe Hendry. Then, a couple weeks later, he actually had a match against Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham at Battle of the Belts 2 for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. And that was actually a very good match. It was a very nice showcase match. And I liked what I saw from Dalton Castle there. Now, I don't know how the boys wrestle, but from what I saw of Dalton Castle, I like what Dalton Castle brings to the table. I think that Dalton Castle is fairly okay. I think he's fairly decent. I think as time goes on and I see more of him, I believe I'll become more integrated with him. I will become more of a fan of him. I'll like Dalton Castle a little bit more after I get to see a little bit more of him. Once we see Dalton Castle out there with the boys, and maybe we see Dalton Castle go up against the bigger names, maybe the bigger names like a Wheeler Yuta, or a Daniel Garcia, or a Samoa Joe, a Jay Lethal, Claudio Castagnoli. Maybe I will become more of a fan of Dalton Castle. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of him now, but he's not all there for me yet. I know Stevie told me to watch out for him. I liked what I saw at Battle of the Belts 2. I need to see more. That's all I'm saying. I just need to see more. The Righteous, I'm not familiar with at all. I don't know anything about the Righteous. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on the Righteous. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on the Righteous because I actually want to see what the Righteous are all about, what they can do, what they're made of, and how they're really going to make the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team championships mean something. You know what I'd love to see? If the Dark Order are freed up, I would love to see the Dark Order get called down to Ring of Honor and fight for the 6-man tag team championships. I really do believe that they could bring whoever the tag team champions are to a great trios match. Now, I'm not saying that these two teams are going to have a bad match. I'm just not familiar with it, so I can't really say that, oh my God, I'm looking forward to this. However, if I know Tony Khan, and if this is anything like the previous trios tag team matches that we've seen in the past, I expect this to be a fucking barn burner of a match. It usually depends on how much time they have. I'm assuming that each match is going to get a nice, hefty amount of time, considering that this is only a 3-hour show and there's only 6 matches on the main show, 7 on the pre-show. So with only 6 matches on the main show, I'm assuming every single one of these matches is going to get at least 15 to 20 minutes, which is the right way to go about it. Very much the right way to go about it. Now, who wins here? Now, I'm guessing that we could be looking at the Righteous getting the victory here, considering that this is the first time that we're going to see the Righteous, and we need to have the Righteous establish themselves as a top-tier faction within Ring of Honor. Considering that this championship, this is the first time it's making its appearance under the Tony Khan banner. So I fully expect the Righteous to go out there. They're going to put on a very good match. And I fully expect Dalton Castle and the boys to bring it too. Very much looking forward to what we have going on here with the Trios Championships for Ring of Honor. And of course, we're getting Trios Championships for AEW too. So I got the Righteous in this one. It would make sense for the Righteous to win, come on in, make their debut in Ring of Honor, and start with a bang. Come in and look strong as the Trios champions. So I got the Righteous in this one. Courtney Holland, I don't know what you are smoking, but last night's show was excellent. I don't know what you're smoking. I don't know what you're on. I'm not sure what medication you're on, but Dynamite last night was a very good show. Please do not come in my chat and say stuff like that. Please do not do that. Moving on here, we got the match that pretty much everyone's talking about and pretty much everyone is looking forward to. FTR versus the Briscoes. 2 out of 3 falls match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Now this is the one match that everyone's been talking about, especially after that sit-down. I finally got a chance to watch that sit-down, and holy shit, was that fucking intense. I was getting goosebumps just watching that 6-minute sit-down with the fancy tequila and the Briscoe brothers sitting with Caprice Coleman and Caprice Coleman interviewing both teams. I was really, really feeling that segment. Really good stuff right there from the Briscoes and FTR. I don't know if you guys have gotten flashbacks, but to me, it almost seems like FTR, they're trying to recreate their DIY matches with the Briscoes. DIY and FTR, then known as the Revival, all the way back at NXT TakeOver Toronto 1, back in November of 2016. That match is heralded as one of the greatest tag team matches of all time. A lot of people have referenced that match as the match that got them into pro wrestling, the match that made tag team wrestling what it is today, the match that showed everyone that tag team wrestling is to be taken seriously each and every single night of the week that it's on a professional wrestling show. That match right there with DIY, the first match too. First match was phenomenal as well. The first match, I believe, was at TakeOver Brooklyn 2. First match was at TakeOver Brooklyn 2, and they actually stole the show too. That was the match. Their first match was the match of the night back at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2 in August of 2016. Both of those matches were excellent. I feel as though FTR might be trying to recreate the magic that we had. Now, regarding the first match with DIY, the first match with DIY was eclipsed with the first match with the Briscoes. I will say leaps and bounds, the match with the Briscoes at Supercard of Honor eclipsed the first match with DIY and FTR, aka the Revival. Now we got this match. They're really going to do everything in their power to eclipse what they did with DIY in that 2 out of 3 falls match. How long is this going to go? I expect this to go at least 30 minutes. I would be shocked if this clocks in at anywhere under 30 minutes. With how much that they did in the first match, the vibe that they got, so much so they even got a fuck WrestleMania chant going. That's how great these two teams are. I have a feeling we could be in for the match of the fucking decade. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to throw it out there to try and get your hopes up. I legitimately have a feeling. I have a gut feeling that these two teams are going to go out there and they will not stop. They will not rest until they legitimately have everyone in that arena and everyone watching on FITE TV saying that was the match of the fucking decade right there. That was amazing. Phenomenal. There's one thing that I'm mainly focusing on with this, and the one thing that I, honest to God, comes out of this match with the fact that Tony Khan now fully owns the rights to Ring of Honor, and now Ring of Honor is a child of Tony Khan. I, honest to God, do hope that the Briscoes coming back for this 2 out of 3 falls match, and the Briscoes fighting FTR here on FITE TV for Death Before Dishonor, I honestly hope that Time Warner is planning on giving the Briscoes a chance. I, honest to God, I really do hope that Time Warner is really considering giving the Briscoes a chance. Of course, the Briscoes, they said some shit that they got canceled for all those many years ago. It was handled all the way back then. And I'm going to throw it out there. If anyone is still hating on anyone or anything for something that happened X amount of years ago, if they're not doing it now and they've been clean of that for X amount of years, then at the end of the day, they're not the problem. You are. If they are showing you that they've bettered themselves and they're focusing on what they need to focus on and they're doing right and they've rectified what they said, then at the end of the day, you're the fucking problem. Put this cancel culture shit to rest. And if anyone honestly believes that cancel culture doesn't exist, then you're the fucking problem with society. I don't care. This is turning into a little bit of a rant session, but at the end of the day, when it comes to shit like this, I cannot fucking stand when people deny the facts. I really can't. That's why I'm so passionate about what I do. I would not be saying the things that I'm saying if I didn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's a reason why I call myself the best in the business. There's a reason why Mitch Kofsky comes in every fucking stream that I am in and he says best in the business, because it is an indisputable fucking fact. I know exactly what I'm talking about. If I tell you I know what I'm talking about, you best believe it's the fucking truth, and you best believe that I'm telling you the indisputable facts, and you cannot deny it. I really do hope that this cancel culture shit has not gotten to Time Warner. I'm hoping that Tony Khan has talked to Time Warner. He's worked things out, and I really do hope that this will indeed result in the Briscoes getting signed to AEW. If not AEW, I will at least take Ring of Honor. If you want to put them on a Ring of Honor show for 1 hour during the week, and have them on every few weeks, I'd even take that. We just need the Briscoes signed under Tony Khan. That's all we need. Seriously, that's all we need. And shout out to Didi. You're damn right. Cancel culture's fucking childish. All I'm looking for is the Briscoes to get signed. Regardless of that, whether they get signed or they don't get signed, we will be in for another match of the year candidate, and if they want it to be, match of the fucking decade. And I am going with FTR to retain. I got FTR taking the win here, specifically because of the fact that FTR, they are on the run of a lifetime right now. It does not make any sense for FTR to come on in and lose. Doesn't make any sense for FTR to come on in and drop the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships right back to the Briscoes after they beat the Briscoes to get the championships. So at the end of the day, I'm going out on a limb and I am saying that we will see the Briscoe brothers ultimately fall again. Regardless of whether they get signed or not, the Briscoe brothers will be falling again to FTR. Before we get into the main event, one last shout out to everyone who's in the chat. DD and AK Eagles and Peanuts and Adam Carl who showed up earlier. Everyone. Again, one last time, people. One last time if you haven't already done so. If you haven't liked the video on Hardcore Sports Channel, go and like the video on the Hardcore Sports Channel. It is fucking vital that we do so. We need to get as much likes and as much attention to hardcore sports as we possibly can. If you're on my channel, go over to the Hardcore Sports Channel, hit that subscribe button, and hit the like button. Share it out on all platforms, social media, and vice versa. We want to get as much attention and as much love to hardcore sports as we possibly can. Right now, I see we're at 13 likes on my channel and only 12 likes on the Hardcore Sports Channel. I think you guys can do a little bit better than that, people. So if you guys haven't already done so, please make sure that you hit the like button on the Hardcore Sports Channel because it is insanely vital that you do so. Leave a like, share it out, do whatever you need to do because it is what we do when DJ Storms is live on YouTube because I am the fucking best. Now then, it's main event time. What do you say we talk about the main event? We got Claudio Castagnoli versus Jonathan Gresham for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Now, I don't want to rub it in my man Stevie's face. My man Lil Stevie, he has actually appeared on the channel frequently here and there. My man Lil Stevie has appeared on the channel for the rundown for Battle of the Belts 1 and 2. I'm thinking about getting him back on the channel for the rundown for Battle of the Belts 3 as well. So, shout out to Lil Stevie. Stevie's awesome. But him and I, we were talking about this and we were debating which way that they were going to go. He picked Bryan to fight Gresham. I said, dude, I don't know. I think that they're really going to rev it up with Claudio Castagnoli. And, I mean, I don't want to be a cocky prick. I don't want to say, I don't want to say that I told you so. But, Stevie, if you're watching, man, you need to learn that when it comes to professional wrestling, you never doubt DJ Storms. You never, ever doubt DJ Storms. I'm the closest thing to God that you will find. Just throwing it out there. Anyway, getting a little too cocky for my own good. My ego is becoming bigger than the Grand Canyon. Fuck, it's already bigger than the Grand Canyon. What the fuck am I talking about? Claudio Castagnoli and Jonathan Gresham. This is a brilliant decision for a multitude of reasons. This is a brilliant decision for a multitude of reasons because Jonathan Gresham him being the wrestler that he is, this is exactly why we wanted Jonathan Gresham in the arms of Tony Khan, because Jonathan Gresham will be out there and he will be facing the absolute best in the business. And Claudio Castagnoli, no matter what you say about him, no matter what you think about him, no matter what type of fucking excuses you want to come up with about Claudio Castagnoli, Claudio is undoubtedly one of the best in the business. Claudio is so fucking good. Claudio, it is an absolute fucking crime. It's a crime that he was never a world champion in the WWE. And they did it deliberately because Claudio was never in their list of priorities. Vince McMahon constantly threw out these bullshit lines about how Claudio Cesaro then doesn't connect and all this garbage, when we all know that he has been connecting with the audience for years now. Now he's in the arms of Tony Khan. He made his debut at Forbidden Door. Excellent match. Excellent fucking match against Zack Sabre Jr. Won the main event of Blood and Guts. Had a great match and beat Jake Hager. And now he's here. This is great because, A, Jonathan Gresham, he gets in front of another big audience and he's going to put on an excellent World Championship match with Claudio Castagnoli, just like he did with Bandito back at Supercard of Honor. That's number one. And number two, Claudio Castagnoli, now in this position, this is the biggest opportunity that Claudio has to give a big old fucking birdie, a big fuck you to Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard and every single person that doubted him over the entire course of his WWE run. And if I'm Tony Khan, and I know Tony Khan is a smart individual, I am giving the Ring of Honor World Championship to Claudio Castagnoli. Why? Claudio, being the world champion, a fuck you to WWE. B, Claudio is going to be the fastest guy in AEW thus far, or under Tony Khan's watch, to become a champion. Not only that, a world champion of a brand. Number three, all members of the Blackpool Combat Club outside of Bryan Danielson are going to be champions, and the Blackpool Combat Club is only going to get stronger. And four, Claudio being a Ring of Honor original, a Ring of Honor guy through his veins, right down to his core. He's a Ring of Honor guy. This is going to put Claudio Castagnoli in the eyes of all of the diehard Ring of Honor fans over the course of however many years, and the fans are going to remember Claudio, and they're going to remember his journey. Claudio is going to be the face of Ring of Honor for the time being, and Claudio is going to be the world champion throughout the rest of the year. Claudio winning this championship is a great thing because now Claudio is getting his just due, and he's going to be the face of the brand, like he should have been years ago when he was in WWE, and they never pulled the trigger on him because WWE they legitimately hate everything professional wrestling related. Claudio is the embodiment of professional wrestling. Now that he's here, we are in for a real treat. We're in for a show. If you thought the match with Zack Sabre Jr. was good, you thought the match with Jake Hager was good, you thought Blood and Guts was great, Claudio Castagnoli is going to go in there with Jonathan Gresham, and they are going to fucking tear the house down. This is the match. It has the potential. I don't think it will, but it has a real good chance of topping FTR and the Briscoes if they want it to. Depends on what they do, but I do believe that Claudio and Jonathan Gresham, they're going to go out there and they are going to put on an absolute banger of a match. And I'm throwing it out there, people. We will see a new Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion to cap off Death Before Dishonor. And Death Before Dishonor will go off the air with Claudio Castagnoli holding the Ring of Honor World Championship above his head. And it is going to be an absolute glorious sight. Ladies and gents, that's all I got. That wraps up this edition of The Rundown. I would like to thank each and every single person who tuned into this stream. Thank you to Dee, Bam, and Eagles Podcast, everyone. Mitch Kofsky, shout out to him as well. Courtney, thank you to everyone who came on in, showed some love. You guys are the best. Peanuts as well. You guys are the reason why I do this. Thank you once again for coming on in. Please make sure, check out all the links in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe, both on my channel and the Hardcore Sports channel. Like, retweet on Twitter. like on Facebook, comment on Facebook, and of course, like and follow the Twitch channel, because Twitch, we're trying to grow on Twitch too. We're going to have a moderator for Twitch at some point. Keep on showing the love to hardcore sports, because we are looking to take things to the next level. This is the destination for every single thing sports related. Football, hockey, basketball, baseball, UFC, wrestling, everything. Absolutely everything. Check out all the links in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. Set your calendars for the LFU on Saturdays. Set your calendars for the Rewind for Death Before Dishonor this Sunday at 2 p.m. Set your calendars for Sunday, July 31st at 2 p.m. for the Rewind for SummerSlam. Set your calendars for the Rundown next Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the Rundown for SummerSlam with Mitch Kofsky. Set your calendars for the Rundown for AEW Battle of the Belts, part number 3 on Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, August 4th. And then, of course, Tuesday, August 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Set your calendars, set your alarms for the Rewind for AEW Battle of the Belts, part number 3. Lots of shit going on. I'm going to be streaming a shit ton, and DJ Storms is looking to be the #1 guy, not only in hardcore sports, not only on YouTube, but not only in the IWC, but in the entire fucking world. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Storms, and this has been The Rundown. But before we go, before we get out of here, I have a very important question for everybody here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, who runs the IWC? I'm sorry, I've forgotten. I need to know. Who runs the IWC? I don't know who runs. I don't know. Who runs the IWC? No, I don't know who runs it. I'll tell you who runs it. Who but DJ motherfucking Storms. That's who runs it. I'll catch you guys this Saturday for the Lightning Flash update.